In a world where our friends call us not us united and our enemies call us midnight rain, two dudes must learn to podcast as the Fremen do in order to survive the desert planet of endless content. We don't care how many enemies we have. They'll never be prepared for us. Not us united.
I think it's only apt that there's one man in this room wearing pink shorts.
That's right.
No, I won't say
Only
who.
one?
Only one.
Can you guess who it is, Christine?
I'm going to go with Ken.
It is Ken.
Nope.
Ken is right.
It's Alan.
I guess today Nick says he's Ellen.
Oh, that's right.
Not by
I'll be
choice.
Ken, and then with us is two Barbies.
That's right. Two Barbies. Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie. Hi, Alan.
Feels right. This is going to be the least you'll hear from Michael and I in any Not Us United podcast
Mm-hmm.
because we did what was right and we went and saw Barbie, and then we did what was also right and we invited two women to do this podcast with us. We could
Thanks,
not
Ken.
we could not outnumber our guests. I would have loved if we could have had 3, 4, 5, 6 Barbies, but 2 will have to suffice because you're all strong and it'll be great.
Perfect. Kenzie's a little cringy right now. Cringing a
sorry.
little
I
bit.
was just thinking that would be crazy if we got the whole group from last night to podcast.
It's true.
All the Egan
Kinsey, give us
symptoms.
the quick lowdown on our viewing of Barbie last night.
Well, so we brought, let's see, our mom, her 2 sisters, our 2 sisters, our other brother, and Lauren, our cousin.
Wow.
Okay.
That's like
And
8.
Kate, yes. Yeah, so we had a
All
good,
in pink?
it was 10 of us all
Wow.
together. And yes,
We all wore pink.
Go Barbie.
Go Barbie. Thank you,
I feel
Barbie.
like-
The only thing that was awful was our sheets, and that was
Really?
it.
Yes, and I'm sorry, that was all that was left altogether.
It's okay. It was a busy
We were
showing
front
for 2
row.
weeks
Well,
later.
Well,
on
Barbie
a
is
Tuesday night.
killing it, raking it in the box office.
Yeah.
Barbie is.
Barbie is. Christine, did you wear pink when you went to see Barbie?
Of course I wore pink. Why
course.
would I show up not in pink? My husband
course.
wore pink, my friend wore pink, and her husband wore pink. We were pinked
It's-
out.
It's just a vibe. Yeah.
Did you wear pink, Michael?
it's just
I
the
wore
right
as
thing
close to
do.
pink as I could. Because the
Okay.
one I have a pink shirt, but it was dirty that day. So I wore a
Oh.
pink-ish shirt.
Pink adjacent?
Yeah, I was pink adjacent.
Yeah, good.
Close to pink as
I
possible.
was the Allen of pinks.
And what was your viewing like, Michael?
It was pretty busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did have like a pretty like talkative person behind us
Ooh.
during the movie.
Mm.
And
Had
so that
less
was
to
kind of
say.
like tricky. But it was still great.
Very good.
But Christine, you were here. You were in town when we were downtown eating dinner, and like we saw a group of like girls
Yeah.
in a bunch of pink like
Yeah.
attire, and so we're like, they probably just saw the Barbie movie.
Mm.
So it's just like interesting how like this has affected
Oh,
the
yeah.
culture.
Yeah, it
general.
saved cinema for sure.
Yeah,
I love it.
it's like Tom Cruise and Barbie's right behind.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I would put Barbie in front of Tom Cruise, but that's like a
Thank
personal
you.
opinion.
Last year, Maverick, I think, saved cinema. I don't
Mm.
think this year Tom
No,
Cruise is
Tom
saving
Cruise.
cinema. as
Oh,
much.
okay. Yes, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Alan.
You're welcome, Barbie.
Thank you
Welcome to our dream podcast.
Welcome to podcast audio listen podcast Casa House.
Hojo Con-
Dojo Casa.
Radio music voice listen.
Here's what I'm gonna say, and then I just really want to like let the December Sisters slay. Whoa!
Oh wow, that's a
Wow.
good line. Wow, Alan.
I liked that one.
Thank you. Thanks, Barbie. Yeah, we got Cooper down here too, which is
If you hear me squeaking
great.
or
He's like,
barking
"Oh,
or dog
sorry."
noise. We got 5 on the podcast today.
This is a movie where I started watching it and I was like, oh, they're legit, just they're doing it. Like this is actually Barbie. These are
Mhm.
dolls. They're doing this thing. This is going to be a ridiculous movie. And then there were scenes that made me feel things. And I had complex thoughts. I was like, oh wow, this is making me feel things that I thought I was prepared to feel, and then I realized that I wasn't.
Right.
And I'm surprised by how profound of an experience Barbie was,
Yes.
even though I'm not the target audience, and will make sure that I make that well known.
You might be.
Am I?
Yeah.
I think in a
I
sense,
think we all.
Okay.
we
should
all
see
are
it.
Barbie.
Okay. I just didn't want to have like strong opinions on like I just didn't get this, and it's like, well, I never played with Barbies, so of course you didn't get this. You know, like I understand that like where I'm at on that totem pole, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
This movie wasn't necessarily made for you.
Yeah, but in some ways
It was.
it was challenging.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Or just at least see it, new
I've thought
perspective.
about Barbie way more than I ever thought I would.
Yeah, I think so too. Like I thought it did the entertaining side well,
Yeah.
but I was surprised by how heartfelt it would get and how quickly it would transition into heartfelt. It was very whiplashy,
Yeah.
where I'd be like, did they literally just do that? And then it'd be like, you're beautiful. And I'm like, oh. And then
I know.
There's a lot to unpack. It definitely
anyway,
is,
And then
like,
Ken would be
worth a
like,
second.
yeah, and then Ken's just like, what's patriarchy?
You're still having
And-
fun too, yeah. And
Where's my
Anyway.
horses?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
pass it off.
that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
take care.
Not us United. Michael, thoughts before the girls?
Yeah,
pop
we
up?
should have the men speak first.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
No, I know.
See, it's a trap either way. It's a
Thanks,
trap either
Ken.
way. It's like I honor you guys by saying
Oh,
you
no.
get literally the thing, but I have to go first. You're right. I suck.
Yeah.
We'll fix it in post.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. I'm not gonna edit this at all. I really enjoyed the movie. I think, yeah, it's definitely made me tackle some topics that I wasn't prepared to watch in a Barbie movie.
Mhm.
And I told Grace after watching it, I've never felt so seen, yet also so challenged, and also like called out in a movie before. I'm like, wow, this represents me so well. Also, this also makes me think of a few things that I could better myself in.
It was good.
There were a few montages that were probably not supposed to be encouraging to men, but I also want an 8-pack set of abs. So
I mean,
I want a
And a fur
dojo
coat.
casa
and a
house.
and a
And a fur
dojo
coat.
kata
But-
house.
I get
on the
why
beach.
it's wrong.
I understand why it's wrong, but I also still want it.
You're gonna say, well, you didn't learn
Well,
the
I'm in a
lesson.
dream house.
Yeah.
And people in hell and ice water,
So I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I think there's some interesting topics, and I don't think it's the movie that people are saying it is in a negative sense.
Yes.
I think it is
Mhm.
saying a bigger thing, and it is made, and it is said it's like a women representing movie
Mhm.
because it is a
Mhm.
Barbie movie. So but also it has a lot of Ken stuff. It's got a lot of dude stuff. So
Yeah,
I think it is a movie for everybody.
for sure. Okay,
All right.
girls,
Girls, take it away.
pop off, Barbie and Barbie. What are
Go
I
ahead,
mean,
Barbie.
how do you like? How do you? Are we even doing a spoiler free? Are we just getting into
I think
it?
let's just get into
Let's
it.
just get it. Who's listening to this podcast? Not ready to just talk
Yeah,
about Barbie.
dude.
Come on,
Yeah.
just pop off, Queen.
Yeah.
Play.
if you haven't
Yeah. What's
seen
like the
it,
background you guys have had with Barbie? What are you bringing into this? What are you taking out of it?
Yeah, or don't even answer our questions. You do you.
There really is a lot. I mean, yeah, I think this is definitely worth a second view too. I'd like to see it again because there was a lot to, like you said about the dialogue. It was kind of back and forth, like because it was making you laugh, but also being like, oh, this is ironic, and oh, this is so true and painful, and then it was funny again, and yeah,
Yeah.
it was a lot. But yeah, I thought it was gonna be more. Well, I knew I would love it because all the Republicans hate it, so I knew I would love it.
Go Barbie.
That was
Go
pretty
Barbie.
telling. I was like, I already know it's genius. So, but they, some people are like really angry about this movie,
Mm-hmm.
and now after seeing it, I really don't get why it would make men angry. I think it should make them think. I don't think it should make them so angry.
Sure.
Like, I don't know, because like I think it's a very innocent thing to think like, hey, if we had it our way, we would just be having slumbies every night and sleeping in our dream houses, and they're like, fuck this movie. It's like, wait, why does that make you mad? Like, because it's like the worst thing that happened to Ken in the Barbie world was he got ignored and rejected,
Mm.
and like we're out here like with lower pay and like being forced to have babies and like getting raped and murdered and shit. So you know what I mean? It's just like, why are you angry? Like, I don't know. I don't think it should make men angry at all. I mean, this is a very, very minor like way of just kind of portraying like the patriarchy.
There you go.
And
I agree,
take
Barbie.
care.
That was so well spoken.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbie.
You're
Thank you, Barbie.
welcome. You're welcome, Barbie. I loved this movie. It was what I thought it was going to be. Like, this is what I anticipated the movie was going to be like and about, and so that it met my expectations. I was really surprised, and everyone I saw it with, we went home and we like loved the movie. We talked about it, like we couldn't stop talking about it. We kept quoting it, and I think it just was in a movie that everyone could enjoy. But I also cried like a baby at the end.
Mm.
Same. And it really hit me, like the very last part of the movie. And like I really felt a lot of this movie. And I didn't really even grow up playing Barbie. I was more of an American Girl doll person. And I didn't really have a lot of Barbies, but I never really saw Barbie in the light that in the real world they're like, oh, Barbie has unrealistic expectations. I would just play with Barbie and be like, I'm an astronaut. Like,
Mhm.
Mhm.
but it was super funny and I really loved it. And I would definitely watch it again for sure.
Mhm.
And again.
Yeah, it was cute.
It is interesting, yeah, that it was confident enough in its source material that it was also willing to call out Barbie
Yeah.
for maybe putting pressure
It wasn't
on
the perfect product.
Yeah, like Barbie realizing that maybe Barbie has negatively affected the people that she thought she was inspiring to was kind of interesting. Which
Yeah,
to
'cause
me
she's
makes it almost like the perfect film because it's like, how can you be mad? I feel like it's so self-aware that it's telling you the problems that it has caused and the problems that the world has. It's basically saying the world hasn't figured it out and neither has Barbie, so there's got to be something else out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of leaves the movie there, right? Like once Barbie gets reinstalled at the end, it's still not like perfect, but they're like maybe the Kens can start to like have a little say, and that's not like they figured out democracy, but they're not gonna like let Ken take over again because with Ken's like little ounce of power, he already like abused it like crazy. So they're like trying to figure it out. So it's not the perfect answer at the end either, but it's still challenging that just because it's not perfect doesn't mean change shouldn't happen.
Right.
Either.
It's just about progress. It's like we as people are still changing and like the society is changing, and so we can make progress. That's what it's like shooting for.
Which is just wild. Like, and then the best part I think about all of this is that Mattel's like, we're glad you like Barbie. We're making like 45 more movies, and it's like, I don't think you understand.
They're making like an Uno movie,
like,
and like a
literally
Polly
like,
Pocket.
Yeah, it's like.
Do you think maybe
oh
like?
my god, Polly Pockets were so fun. Christine, did you have Polly Pockets?
I feel like the
I
whole
did
movie.
have a Polly Pocket.
They
I
were
loved
so fun.
They were so fun, but I don't think
Little
they're going to
rubber
be able to
shoes.
capture the same magic with
That's what I'm
Barbie.
They're
Like,
not gonna,
like,
they're not gonna.
What do you do with Polly Pocket?
the whole movie was like squeezing.
I can't explain it, but they're so much funner.
they were like smaller Barbies.
They can fit in your
They were
pocket.
so
They are
teeny,
in
and
your
like
pocket.
all their little clothes were like stretchy plastic, you know. And there was just
You-
a smell to like the Polly Pocket plastic.
That's what they could do in the
And you
cinema.
could
Those
put 'em
that
in your
smell
pocket.
during the movie.
Yeah, I just can't describe it.
Dude, there
but-
was something going on in our Barbie movie where when Ken took off his fur coat, I swear they sprayed cologne in the theater.
Stop.
I did. I smelled something.
You're just smelling yourself. Was the
Maybe.
testosterone kicking in?
No. It's like
You were like, "Go Ken, go."
Go Ken, go. Look, I'm not saying I was rooting for Ken, but
Oh my god.
he did have a
Careful.
fur coat and thick fat.
careful. Careful.
He was probably the perfect Ken, and Margot Robbie was probably the perfect Barbie. Like they were
Yeah,
pretty
they
spot
were
on.
great.
Mm-hmm.
It is, yeah, it's crazy because I don't see why Ryan Gosling had any incentive to do this movie except for he just really wanted to, and I'm
Yeah.
really glad he did.
Mhm.
Like it just was such a that dude could literally pick any role he
Yeah,
wanted.
he chose this.
So why this? And it's just like, and then he went for it. Like he actually did the thing
Yeah, I
too.
think he's a guy that actually like got it, and you
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
was also self-aware in the role.
Was somebody telling me that he almost was not cast in Notebook for being pretty enough?
Yeah,
I
they
think
picked
that's
him on
true.
purpose because they thought he wasn't as attractive. They didn't want him to
Wow.
be attractive.
Anyway, less about
Yeah,
these guys
they
in this
fucked that
movie.
up.
Let's move on. But I just wanted to.
Do we have
briefly-
any like favorite scenes from the movie, like or like moments? I think there are quite a few that I'm like, man, this was like. I think it's just a genuinely funny movie.
Mhm,
Yes,
Yes, it's so funny.
mhm.
Christine, go. I feel like you got the energy. What's your favorite scene?
Barbie has so much energy. So
Which Barbie are you talking about? Are you talking about Barbie or
Barbie
Barbie?
me.
Good Barbie. Thank you, Barbie.
Mm, got it.
No, I mean, I mentioned we're not doing a no spoilers, so I'll just like the scene that really hit me was at the very end when Barbie decides to go to the real world and she's talking to the
Ruth.
woman who created Barbie, yeah, Ruth, who takes her and goes through whatever, the portal, I don't know what they do, but she tells
Yeah.
her,
Gives her
mothers
a soul.
stand behind so daughters can see how far they've gone.
Ugh,
And
yeah.
then the montage, and I cried like a baby, and my husband cried like a baby. So we like looked like a mess when we left that film. And then she's just so happy when she goes at the very end. She goes, "I'm here to see my gynecologist," and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was strangely the perfect way to end it. Like, you know what kind of courage you have to work up to go to your first freaking gynecologist appointment?
"Oh, the
I
fear of
mean,
the gynecologist is real."
for real. And that's just normal. And they're like, oh, don't worry. Like, you don't need pain meds or anything. And it's like, fuck this world. Literally, fuck this world.
Oh, that's normal. You
They
pain you
put
feel
men
every
under for
month?
vasectomies and
Normal.
shit. Just a little incision. You want the implant in your arm? Just close your eyes.
I
Are
just
you
learned
fucking kidding
recently
me?
that apparently, I don't know if this is true, so you can tell me if I'm wrong, but when you're on your period, it's like mimicking the start of labor. And I was like, no wonder I feel so much
Yeah,
pain every
it's
month.
straight up contractions. Yeah.
I was like,
Uh-huh.
okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But I loved that scene. And then there were so many other
Tip of the
funny
iceberg, you
scenes. Like
guys.
all their interactions with each other were just so funny and they were so quotable. And Will Ferrell like was perfect.
He was pretty chef's kiss, yeah.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Pretty chef's kiss.
And I liked, yeah, I had a lot of like favorites too, like lines that I'm still thinking about today. But one of Will Ferrell's lines I really liked when he was like, when I'm sitting in these business meetings, sometimes I just wish we'd all start tickling each other.
Yes.
Because it's like, the patriarchy sucks for men too, and it's like, I don't know,
We're
if you
just
see
better at
those,
hiding it now.
oh yeah. But
Oh
if you
yeah.
see like those
Jeez.
dumbass TikToks of people like debating, like I don't even know. I try to scroll past them because I'm like, don't, because they'll send me more of them and it'll frustrate me and I can't.
Yeah. the
But
algorithm.
like where men are just like, life's harder for us. Like we had to go in the draft and like go in the war. It's like, yeah, who designed that system? Men.
Men.
So like, you know what I mean? It's like you also like put all that pressure on
We did it to
yourself. Like we
ourselves.
didn't we had no say, like who knows what the world would look like if we actually like took control from the start. I don't know if we would
I'm gonna go
have
with
abused the
better.
power the same way. I'm thinking yes, I'm leaning towards that. Like we obviously know now it would be because we see all the things that the men did that they fucked up and like we're like, oh, we can do way better than that. But like if we took over from the start, like what would the world look like, Like would we like be out here like catcalling men and like, murdering them and stuff? I don't know. I don't
And
know.
having the Ken movie instead of the Barbie movie.
For real. For real. I don't know. I was
True.
thinking about that last night though, and I was like, oh man, I've never thought about it that like deeply before. But yeah, the patriarchy sucks for everybody.
Do you
Mhm.
guys feel like it was the right call to have Ken do what he did, even though there could be a risk that, like, because I know some people like left the film going like, "Oh man, Ryan Gosling, you did a great job," and like didn't immediately talk about Margot Robbie or like Barbie first.
That's the
That's
thing,
the
Like,
right?
patriarchy.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Mm.
but that's what I'm. But his story is technically like mimicking how
Like women.
women would,
Yeah, like
you
a
know what I
regular
mean?
women's role.
So like,
Yeah.
is that a
Mhm.
win or is that a loss because people are still talking about Ryan
Can't- yeah.
over Margaret? Like, I don't know.
It's
I
a
guess it's
loss because
okay.
like what woman's role like that do people? I mean, I kind of compare
Sure.
it to almost like Sandy in Grease. Like, you know, she has like the sad song of like, oh, he doesn't like me, and then she just turns into everything that he wants her to
Yeah,
be.
I
It's like
hate that
that's
that's
not
the
a
ending of
success.
Grease.
That's not a good
100%. What did he
ending.
learn? He's like, I finally shaped
Yeah.
up, and then she's like, I smoke. Let's
Yeah.
get together.
Yeah,
And you're like,
what? Literally, what? Like, no. So it kind
Yeah.
of reminded me of that. But
Mm.
yeah, the second we stood up and not to call out Aunt Jill, but she was like, oh, so cute. I'm like, no, Jill, that was the whole point, not to like Ryan's role. You know, it's just like,
Yeah.
but it's funny that, you know, I mean, I think he did great, but like when you think
Well,
about the
yeah.
whole concept of it, it's like if the first thing you say is, oh, he should be nominated for Best Supporting Actor, it's like, bruh,
But what about Margot Robbie? She did
no.
so well.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real.
I think that this movie treated men so kindly. So when I hear all the negative
Mhm.
things, I'm like,
Mm.
do you understand how well they portrayed them and how
Mhm.
much in a positive light, even after everything that happened in the movie, they portrayed Ken and all the Kens?
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
I just don't get it.
And her
Yeah.
first instinct still was like, well, I don't want to hurt him. You know, I don't
Yeah.
want to. It's like, I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, it's just like when the roles are reversed. It's like it's never like that. Like,
I
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took it as like when I say like I felt represented in that like there's some stupid things that we do when it's like the whole like montage of like how they're like taking like the government back of like you've never seen The Godfather before or like playing
Yeah.
guitar on the beach. I'm like I
Oh, dude.
literally like I've like there's times where like I bring my guitar and like play it for my wife. I'm like, oh, this is like what I just
You're
did
doing
the other
this.
night. And so it's like, oh, okay. And so it's like
Gonna
it is
push
playing
you
them like it is
around.
just like silly. They put it in a silly light of
Mhm.
like, hey, this is something that men do. I'm like, yeah, that's something I did, and that was kind of funny to be like seen in that way. But like it is all about like change and how I don't think this movie was saying anyone was better than anyone else.
mhm.
It was
Yeah.
like, hey,
Yes,
we can
I
work
agree.
together because Ken felt unseen
Yeah.
Mhm.
and he wanted to be seen, but then he
Yeah.
took over too much, and so they're
Mhm.
like,
Andy had that line where he's like, I honestly, once I found out that patriarchy had nothing to do with horses, I wasn't really interested.
Yeah, it sounded kind of lame to me.
But yeah, I was just wondering if like, yeah, if that was the right call to like do that or
I
what.
enjoyed it.
there's a
I
lot of
thought
there's
it
a lot
was
of deep
done
things that we'll
well.
get into. Yeah.
It's probably just other
Well,
Discord
there
channels.
was there was a lot of layers to that too, because then I feel like in the end he still wasn't getting it. Like he's like, okay, my job is still beach, or like I
Yeah.
I
still
am
I-
Beach.
Beach.
because he was like created for Barbie or whatever. And it's like I was thinking of that too. Like reverse, she's like, no, like you're not made to be my boyfriend. You're not made to work on the beach. Like you don't even know what you want. And I feel like that is a lot of
Mm.
that shows a lot of like women's roles too, because like someone
Mhm.
called it there's a like psychological name for it. It's like a test where basically like try to find a movie where there is not one scene
Oh, like
where two girls
the
are
Bechdel
talking
test or
and they're
something.
Oh, the
yeah
Bechdel
they're
test.
talking about men, like
Right.
you know, and
Mhm.
it's like you'll be surprised how few movies there are
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
women are talking and it's like not about men at all. And
Whoa.
yeah, so that like made me kind of think about that too, like, you know, our like classic happy ending for women is like they always have to end up with someone or whatever, or like it's
Mhm.
sad if they don't, or like whatever. And it's just like, who fucking cares? Can they just have a movie like be about them, like just something more complex than that?
Mhm.
And that kind of like I feel like that was like mirrored in him being like, oh yeah, I mean, I want to be with you and I want to work on the
Right.
beach. And she's like, no, Ken, like you don't even know like
Who
who you are or
Yeah.
what you want. Like go figure it out, you
Mhm.
know. And so I thought that was kind of sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why she goes, it's Barbie and Ken. Like they're two separate
Mhm.
people.
Yeah.
And it's
Mhm.
Ken, yeah.
Yeah, Ken's not
Mhm.
reflect. That was like
Mhm.
Ken's not
Barbie
reflected in
and
who
it's
he
Ken.
is with
Yeah.
in Barbie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think there is like That's why like this movie is great in that like
Mhm.
there for the history of cinema, there's a lot of dude movies.
A lot of
There's a lot of dude movies. We and so like this being like, hey, this is a movie for women, but also like I think it is a movie for men to watch and think about.
Yeah.
But even if it is just if it's a Barbie movie and it's talking about women and their struggles, awesome. I don't have to watch
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
Just like make a movie like that, and it's great that a movie can be made like that.
Yeah.
Mhm. No, I agree. Like I said, I was just like, I think I came in thinking, oh, I'm gonna feel like a piece of shit after I leave this movie, aren't I?
No.
Because of like the reviews
Yeah.
beforehand you were hearing,
Oh.
or like
But I think I was just like, maybe like stop thinking about yourself and just go to a movie and wear pink because that'll make your sister happy and it'll be fine. And then
And
I
have a
did.
good time.
For real. I think honestly it is like, I mean, there's a lot to it, but it is simpler than like what people are, it's
Yeah.
a simple concept, like when, I don't know. But I think, I mean, this as like a compliment. I don't think that movie really applies to like you guys specifically or like Griffin. I feel like there were some scenes Griffin was like, why are they making fun of them? And it's like, you're not a douchebag. You wouldn't understand. But it's like, do you know how many guys you meet that say like, oh, my favorite movie's Pulp Fiction? Like, red flag. Like, The Dark Knight's the best movie. Red flag. It's the only movie you've ever seen. Like, it's so predictable. It's so basic. Like when they are sitting around the campfire and they're all playing guitar, I was like, holy shit. We've all had that moment where we're like, oh my God, I'm sitting here and this guy like thinks that he's doing something really impressive and I just want to go the fuck over there, but I can't because I don't want to look like a bitch because if I'm a bitch, I might get murdered. And like, God, it's just so, it's just like, oh my God. Like that was just the perfect way to be like, you know what? We're just going to throw the Kens off. Cause it's like,
Best way to
Perfect.
do it.
yeah, a lot of men are that simple. Like because they think we are that simple. Like that something like
If I
that would
do
just
X, Y,
get
and
us.
Z, then
And we're
I
like,
automatically.
are you kidding? Oh my God.
Mm.
Like Christine, I've had 5 men on Hinge tell me they listen to the Beatles on vinyl.
Oh my God, you're so
Big
unique.
Literally. And I was like, you know what? The
Big
Beatles
fans.
are overrated and Taylor Swift's broken all their records. Don't ever talk to me again. Ever.
Listen, Taylor Swift owns the music industry, and I will fight
does.
anyone who says otherwise.
She does. Yeah. I'm not gonna discuss it anymore. I'm not
And
gonna do it.
Beyonce, but
Yeah. Facts. I'm just
Here's the real question: does Not Us United even need to do anything after this Barbie podcast, or did we do it? Did we achieve?
Did we peak?
I think is this it? Like,
I think literally just
Cinema's peaked.
going and not being like literally going to this movie as a man and not being scared to go to it and just
and
like
enjoying it.
just fucking enjoying it and listening and being like, huh, never thought of it that way. You won. It's not that. Yeah, which you guys are. We already knew you guys were gonna do that because you're not douchebags.
thanks, Barbie.
Thanks, Barbie.
For real. For real. And Griffin, I can't get over. So Griffin, our little brother, wanted to go and he was like, I don't have any pink. What should I do? And I was like, well, take something from, Emma or Bella. So he wore my sister's hot pink sweatshirt.
Oh,
Let's
this
go.
is good. This is
And
good.
I was like, Griffin, that's actually really cute. Like, whose is it? And he's like, oh, it's from Aerie.
Thanks from her.
And instead of saying, oh, it's Bella's or oh, it's Emma's, it's from Aerie.
Oh, it's from her.
He says it as if he walked into Aerie and bought it. He didn't. But it's just like, you know what?
Phenomenal,
My
right?
brothers are already fine. They don't need to see this movie, but like, it's so cute that they're,
That's so funny.
yeah. God bless.
We got you.
Not all men, am I right?
Hey, we can't all be
Not
Allens.
us united.
Can't all be Allens.
I hear you.
We can
And
all be 10.
let's be honest.
We can.
Who is the one person out of all of the masculinity in this movie who actually beat up the most people? Alan.
Alan.
Go, Alan.
That's
What?
Scott Pilgrim.
Facts.
You know
That's
what I mean?
true. Alan kicked ass, yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
rocking that just like little sweater thing.
Dude, that scene when they're like right before the Alan fight scene, and they're like trying to escape, and they're like, we have to escape before they figure out how to build a wall, not one brick
No.
high. And they're just like building
It's like they figure out how to build this wall sideways.
we're done. And
We're
they're like
done.
still working on getting it high.
For real.
Like, dude, stuff like
And-
that. It's just like so stupid
Yes.
but genius.
And it also said Ken working instead of men working.
nice.
Yes.
I
Oh.
also wish I could get the shirt that says I'm
I am Kenneth.
Kenneth.
Oh, it exists.
I'm done. Like that completed me.
We
I
actually
needed that
saw-
I am Kenneth.
We
I'm
saw the
Kenneth,
most
dude.
perfect meme on, I think it was Instagram. I'll have to show you guys. But so yesterday was August 1st, which is like Happy Taylor Swift Day almost, because August is a fucking banger. It's the best song she has. It's tattooed on my arm.
Whoa,
Anyway.
okay, hold on.
But the main line of that song is "Wanting was enough for me. It was enough."
Mhm.
And I found one that was like the folklore cover, and it said "Wanting was Kenough." I sent it to Bella, and she was like, "This is it." And I was like, "This is literally it.
This is
Like,
it.
This is all we need."
I
I am Knuff.
Like
need
happy
that.
August to those.
I know 2023 has had its doozies, but for you have gone to arguably the best Taylor Swift concert,
Facts.
and the Barbie movie rocked.
And I'm gonna make out with Maddie Healy.
You're gonna go to
October.
1975.
Yeah.
Then
I'm gonna turn 29. Call it a year.
I'm just like, you're still to life. like it's, you should, keep going.
Ship me out. I'm
Please,
done.
yeah. Okay,
No.
I'll keep an eye on you.
No, I'll aim higher next year. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
But yeah,
I just don't
this
know.
one will be hard to top.
Woof.
It will. I've set my goals, and yeah.
I mean, Wonka. If Wonka does come out this year and doesn't get hit
Wonka
with the
better
strikes,
slay. Yeah.
you're gonna cap off this year
My
real nice,
two favorite things: TV
Yep.
and chocolate.
dude. Same. I got Dune and chocolate.
My brothers are fine. Like nothing to be done here.
Dude. My Dune, dude. What I do love too is that every movie trailer is for like some crude dog movie, some superhero movie, or like Timothy Chalamet actually doing something different. like every trailer.
Being Wonka.
Yeah, it's just like
This
everything was
Wait,
just like
this is
franchise, weird adult
Niche
dog
TV
movie, and then just
Timothy
hey,
Chalamet.
I'm owning sci-fi with like probably going to be. I would argue that the Dune trilogy, assuming it comes out, will be talked about as though it was in the echelon of Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Wow.
I'm saying
They
it
do
right
it
now.
right, and it's
I'm
better
doing
than the books.
Boom,
Interesting.
Christine. Boom. And then
Thank you, Bob.
Wonka. Come on.
Wonka will be cute, especially for the holiday season. Like, you gotta go to Wonka.
A little spirit.
I do feel
Come on
bad
now.
though. We took a
Take some
Barbie
little chocolate
podcast and we're
treats.
talking about another guy. It's inevitable.
Patriarchy.
We really
I'm
need
not
to stop.
complaining. It's okay.
Okay. All right. Where do we go from here, Barbies?
I'm trying.
Should
to
we
think of some of
mention
my
our
other
favorite Barbie?
Mm.
Because mine is Weird Barbie.
Weird Barbie is a fucking icon.
Weird
And
Barbie's
it's
great.
so funny because we all did have a weird Barbie. Just the one that you were like,
Yeah, you
fuck
just
it,
drew
I'm
on
just
it.
gonna
Yeah.
color her
Yeah, you like
hair.
messed up her
Yeah.
hair. Yeah.
Because who cares?
I like that
Oh
like
my God.
reflected and like it was like the kid or whatever that was like
Mhm.
owning that Barbie was like, yeah, we'll just draw on it. And like
Yeah.
the like like the kind of like vague connection to real world, but they're like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, I
It's
didn't
who
know.
cares?
Yeah, I didn't know going in that would be, like Barbie starts having these like negative thoughts, and it's
Yeah.
like the person who's playing with you is going through something.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know that would
Yeah,
that
be the
was cool.
connection.
I
I was
liked
like,
that.
whoa,
Maybe-
that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
maybe
cool.
could have been connected a little bit better for me than just the one scene. But by the time they
Mhm.
explained it, I was like, whatever. That really doesn't
It was all
matter.
hand wavy
It
enough.
just needed. And the best part was like Kate McKinnon as Weird Barbie was just like, don't overthink it. Just go.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
have to choose the Birkenstock. Like you
Mhm.
Oh,
like don't think about it. It's not really a choice. You just
She's
gotta
like,
do it.
I
Like
wanted to make you
the
feel like you
movie
were
was
making a
straight up just
choice.
saying like we
You
have
don't have
figured
a
out a way
choice.
to catapult
You have to take
Barbie
the break.
and you have to do it regardless. Just go. The
Yeah.
movie
Do you
doesn't.
want to have cellulite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to have
Oh my
cellulite?
God,
Yeah.
that was funny.
Woof.
That was good.
All time.
Ugh.
Best Barbie.
There were best
President
Barbie.
Barbie.
Yeah, I'm partial to President Barbie now because I feel like I identify with her.
Mm.
No, Weird Barbie was a showstopper. She was
Amen.
very funny.
Yep.
And just like that was just clever. I feel the whole set was like insane too. Like just the
Yeah.
opening, like what 5 minutes of just
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Barbie
they killed it
world.
with the
Where you're
dream
like,
house.
oh
Yeah.
fuck, I want to go.
The whole like set design of like it looking plastic but like bigger
Mhm.
and like it looked great.
drinking her pretend milk.
I would
her
be
little
interested to see
outfit.
like around award season if something does like costume design
It
or
definitely could.
could
I
like
think
actually
costume
I
get
would
it.
hope
directing
so.
should be like
Because like
definitely recognized.
the movie is silly enough that I could totally see the Academy going no way, and
Yeah.
it is serious enough that I could see the Academy going never mind, we're gonna
Mhm.
nominate you for like
Mhm.
10 Oscars.
Mhm.
like I just have
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best
if Will Smith
director.
can still win the award and slap somebody, I mean, all bets are off.
No
You know what I
shit.
mean? Like, who knows?
Yeah.
But we're also in the patriarchy, am I right?
Fair.
So then it'll
There's
all
a-
go to Oppenheimer.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, really. No
True.
shit. Yeah, it'll all just.
But it was based off a true
self-fulfilling
thing.
prophecy. That was like when Little Women came out. Like,
Oh,
Oh,
true.
love
She
that
was the
movie.
one,
it won for costume. It won for what
it didn't even get nominated
cinematography,
for director.
screenwriting. No, it got nominated, but she didn't win director.
Oh,
And it was just like, how do you win all these other things
Right.
but not win directing? That
Mhm.
bitch
Yeah.
put all of those things together.
Yeah.
Like,
She
it was
better
just like,
win
what
director
the
at some
hell?
point.
Yeah, that was a rob for sure. So I would love to see her.
Do you think
win
this
for
is
This is it.
Greta? Is this
Greta
is this her
Gerwig?
shot?
I hope this is her shot. I think. I mean, not
you
that
feel like
the
it was too
acting
meta
wasn't
to
awesome.
win
I don't
an-
see them getting nominated for like best actor or supporting
Yeah,
actors
or-
really. But
I hope Margot gets
opposite.
some love. If Ryan gets it and she
Yeah.
doesn't, I would be pretty upset
I would be too. Yeah, I
Agreed.
think that would be bullshit. That would
because
definitely
I think
be
she is
bullshit.
Knuff.
No,
She is
yeah,
Barb
she
enough.
killed it.
Barb
She's
enough.
more than
She
enough.
did. I just think more than anything, it's like the costuming and set was insane, and like just the whole idea and her writing it and directing it is like,
Amen.
that's
Yeah.
hard to top.
True. Christine, who's your favorite Barbie?
Oh gosh. See, I like how they had all of the discontinued Barbies, like the Barbie
Mm.
whose hand would go down, and like I just loved how they like threw them all in there.
Oh, yeah.
I guess personally, I probably identify the most with Midge, the discontinued pregnant
you
Barbie.
did.
But I did also really like President Barbie and the traditional classic Barbie. But I'm gonna go with Midge as my like.
No TV in the back, Barbie.
No, TV in the back. It's a close like fourth.
What about you, Michael? Favorite Barbie?
Mermaid Barbie.
Mermaid Barbie.
Mermaid
John
Barbie.
Cena.
John Cena.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, either one.
Yeah.
I forgot about him.
I was like Mermaid Ken too, yeah. No, I liked how like it was still like enough references of people who played with Barbies that were like,
Mhm.
this is probably fun for you to see on camera.
Mm.
And like they throw the shirts out the window and then they like have like
Yeah, they
Ken,
show
please
what
shoot,
outfit
blah
he
blah
had.
blah. And it's like, oh, that's just like stupid and fun. I love that.
Yeah, you can't say that this movie didn't lean in hard to it being a bar. Like,
Yeah.
some movies are like, hey, we really wanted to make a movie. We'll call it Barbie, but really all it is just a blonde girl
Product
walking
placement,
through
yeah.
town. It's
No,
like,
this is
okay,
like
got it.
the best
This
version of
They
a Barbie
actually
movie they
did
could ever do.
Barbie.
Yeah.
since life size.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
It's
Barbie and the
life size.
Nutcracker.
This is, yeah.
Don't forget your roots. Come on.
The spiritual successor to Barbie and Nutcracker.
Tyra Banks, thank you for your service.
For real.
Best Barbie animated movie though.
Facts.
Oh my gosh.
Gotta be
yes.
the Nutcracker.
Nutcracker.
It's all time.
It's
All time.
I have a few favorite scenes I do want
Please.
to go through.
Yeah.
I love the Ken fight. Like the Ken fight on the
dancing,
beach.
and then they all get
And
Mhm.
then they all dance and the Ken song, 10 out of 10.
Really?
I love it.
10 out of 10.
Anywhere else this song
I
would
praise.
be.
Anywhere
Right.
else a 10?
Yeah.
Dang.
I think it's
Wow.
so good.
Okay.
I think it's just fun, silly, stupid, but makes you think.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Does.
this whole movie.
Does.
And
I'm
then
glad you went first, so I'm gonna pick scenes that don't have only men in them. That's
You're problematic.
you're on thin ice, Michael.
wow, Michael. Classic. No, I'm kidding. Continue.
Oh, I have another man thing.
Please. Please. Hey, this is your lane. Go ahead.
Yeah, the part where near the end where Barbie comes to Ken's Mojo Dojo Casa house,
Yep.
and he
Mm.
like answers the door, and then he
but
like
he's
runs
like, "You
around the
caught me
house
reading."
and he grabs the
Sublime!
he grabs the book. Like Sublime.
You caught me reading.
You caught me reading, dude. That's so
That is
funny.
great.
That's so funny.
That is
Like you literally.
Oh,
see
sorry,
him,
you
He
caught
doesn't
me
have a
reading.
book.
He's like, can I
grabs
please
it.
be your loyal non-commitment, but
Long
ever
distance.
serving
Low, yeah,
and
low.
like-
Sublime.
Sublime.
It's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll take
so good, so good.
It was very good.
I think my favorite line was seeing Ryan Gosling go in for the kill at the beginning, and he's like, I was maybe hoping I could stay over tonight. And she's like, well, what would we do? And he's like, I don't even know.
I honestly don't know.
I honestly don't know.
Because we're
It's just
boyfriend, girlfriend.
Because like, it's just perfect. They're like, they. I
It's
just
like the
love-
kid level. Like I know that
For
like
real.
adults go and sleep in the
like, they're
same bed,
also
but I have no
Barbies
idea what
and-
happens.
It's
They're
like I'm
dolls,
just
so there's
made
a
to be
bit-
with you. I don't
Yeah.
know what the fuck
I
we're gonna do.
think Kate McKinnon's line of "I would like to see the nude blob on that
Oh,
kid"
yeah.
was an
Yeah.
all-time. It's Kate McKinnon, and she's hilarious, and
She's-
anything
yeah.
she says is gross and funny at the same time, all the
It's
time.
awesome.
She did great.
Mhm.
And then, oh man, I think for some reason the most touching scene for me was it was just in the middle of nothing, but Barbie's just trying to figure out who her owner is.
Mm-hmm.
And then she looks over and she sees who we found out was the costume designer next to her.
Okay.
And it was just that old lady. And she just goes, "You're beautiful." And she looks over and she goes, "I know." Because that's what all the Barbies like said to each other. But like this is like a real life person.
Mhm.
And it took a beat where the movie was kind of like nonstop for a second. And then it just like slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that because I agree. Beauty is oh, good.
Oh, I was just saying, I read somewhere that was actually Barbara.
Oh, is that
That's
actually
what I
Barbara?
was
Okay,
saying
that's
last
what.
night,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Kate was looking it up on IMDb and said that that was the costume designer.
Hmm.
No, I thought it was the daughter of like
So maybe
who
that's
made Barbie.
actually the
Yeah,
the
like I
Barbara
heard that was
handler.
actually Barbie. And so I
Okay.
think that's why
Wow.
that scene was so
That's
good.
also super cool. Well, and it makes sense that they made it a little more special than just.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that would make a lot more sense too, because like she literally is Barbie. Like that's who
That's literally
she was
her,
modeled
yeah.
Yeah, but
after.
I think the like that scene's so beautiful because it is like just be nice to each other.
Yep.
Like be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hey, you are beautiful. Like
Mhm.
people are
And
beautiful.
well, and just for two drastically different people
Yeah.
to like have that exchange, it's like,
Mhm.
damn, that's cute. That's why women are awesome.
Yeah.
I also liked when all the Barbies would accept awards and they were like, I worked hard for this and I earned it. I was like, I should do that. I'm gonna take
I worked hard
that.
for this and I earned
Yeah,
this.
holy
How did you
shit,
get
yeah.
the presidency? No comment.
No comment.
For real. Yeah. Oh, there were just too many things.
Just full. It was like Toy Story, adult version and kid version,
At the
and
same time.
and I don't know. It was just
It
so
was a
complex
lot.
as well.
Obviously, America Ferrera's monologue, like we gotta mention,
Mm-hmm.
that was
Yes.
so true. Like just
Mhm.
that, just however you're doing it, even if you're doing so good, like there's always something you're not covering, or like
Yep.
somebody you're not making happy, and it's just like, fuck.
Yeah, I think that was eye opening. That was
It's
good.
like, yeah, that's when I like shed one tear out of my eye, and I was like, oh my god, suck it up immediately. And like I
Right
went
back
out,
up.
and Bella was like, "Did you cry?" I was like, "No, just one tear." And she's like, "I can see it because it ruined your blush." Just one straight like tear. I'm like, "Damn it, oh god." But no, I thought that was like pretty genius. And then I liked, I don't know, it felt very dialogue-y at the end. It was just a lot of kind of back and forth. But I feel like now I'm seeing like the full picture. Like, no, it was all pretty like necessary. It just had a lot of layers to it, but I liked when Barbie was like kind of like, what now? Like what am I now?
Mhm.
Like I have to
Mhm.
be definitive something. And she's like, I didn't write an end story to Barbie. Like and
Yeah.
real life is ever changing. Like you're not just something and you stay that way. Like and that's what's scary about life. And she's just like, yeah, but what am I now? Like what do I do now? You know, and it's
Yeah.
like, bitch, that's all of us. Like
Yeah.
nobody knows what we're doing, and
Mm.
you have to I don't know, I think we always want to, like, as humans, we just like to categorize too and, like, just know where we stand on things. And, like, it's just, sometimes it's just all a blur.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's that was one of those scenes that like hit me hard because the temptation is I'd love just a checklist of like how to be a good human so that I could go, boom, I did all the things. But you might be selling yourself short because if that's all you're trying to do, you could maybe do more or something, you
Mhm.
know? And so like not just being told, here's what you need to do is freeing and scary.
Yeah. And I think, like, I mean, I feel like you could just think about this forever and, like, come up with more things. But, like, I feel like the creator of Barbie had, like, great intentions. It was, like, this independent woman, like, she kind of had a boyfriend, but she had her house to herself, like, all this thing, and that was, like, kind of like, that was a good motive in creating Barbie. She was just an independent bitch, like, she didn't need no man, whatever.
Was pitched
But
like
then,
that, yeah.
then the girl in that movie, she's like, you like set the patriarchy back, this and that, like you just set unrealistic beauty standards and this and that, and it's like she's like, oh my god, like that's not, I'm supposed to be helping and all this, and it's like, I mean, you can see both sides, but that's just like, then again, like women are never doing it right, because it's like if you're doing
Right.
this, then there's something over there that you're not doing. And it's
Sure.
like if you do it all, then it's too much. And if you do nothing, then you're lazy. And it's just like, what the fuck do you people want? Like, I just don't know. I don't know anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy how monumental the task was for something as simple. And that's why I think this movie is just falling either on deaf ears, or it's also like triggering people, because I think it's more than what people thought it was going to be, but it's also, and again, it's like, it's just holding the mirror up to everybody and going, what do you see? And everyone is screaming, whether they, love
None of them are perfect. That's the that's the whole thing. Like you said last night, you're like, it's kind of a trap. If you think of it one way, then you're the problem, and if you think of it the other way, then you actually get it. And it's like, I mean, yeah, they did it in such a perfect way that
because you can't sit there and go like, wow, this is such a pro-feminist movie, they hardly included men. It's like, there are literal like
no
chunks of this movie that are only dudes.
Yeah.
Like,
Or if
you can't say that.
Or if you're sitting there saying, they were so mean to Ryan Gosling.
They
It's like,
gave
right,
him
that's
so
the point,
much, They gave him so much to work with, though, too. And even by the end of it, he is forgiven. He gets to write his own story. Like, he has a pretty happy ending, all things considered. So it's just like, I don't see where anyone can look at this and go, wow, this is such a pro-political statement towards X, because even, like what you said, it's like, even if we overcompensate and go all ladies, it doesn't fix the problem, but we need to get somewhere to get it to change, and that's what the movie is tackling, because it falls somewhere in the middle. It's like, the world didn't get it right, Barbie didn't get it right, that's okay, something in the middle is going to get it right. Because even though when Barbie Land gets like fixed, even Barbie's still like, what do I do? Because maybe I don't even want to be here anymore. Like, I know this place is perfect. What do I do? And maybe being human is, the next step. So it was cool.
I think my favorite Barbie is actually normal Barbie. That's my favorite Barbie.
Normal, ordinary Barbie.
Normal, ordinary
Barbie.
Depressed Barbie with
Depressed Barbie was kind of all time.
anxiety and OCD sold separately.
With like the stained t-shirt
like
and watching BBC.
Yeah, and Will Ferrell's like, that's a dumbass idea, and he's like, no, it'll make millions.
No, it'll make millions of dollars. Let's do it.
It absolutely would. I would totally buy one.
And that was what kind of got me, was that line of how they're making fun of Mattel, but then Mattel coming out in real life saying they're about to make 45 movies. It was just like, wait, did you guys get it? Like,
you didn't make you didn't get your own movie.
Which I get it, whatever. Like, pop off with Polly Pocket and get after it, whatever. But it's just like, they said 45 movies are gonna now be made in the Mattel universe, and I'm like, are they gonna do like a parody of like the MCU but with toys? And they're gonna be like, isn't it funny how crazy we can milk this? And I'm like, I don't know if that was the point, but whatever. Screw it. Nothing matters. Just go.
The Mattel Endgame. Barbie versus Polly Pocket.
Please. I love it.
Would we want to see a Barbie sequel? Or do we feel like the story is told?
I think its point was definitely made.
I am like not for sequels of movies that are so good.
Yeah.
I just don't want a disappointing sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I am partial. I did love like the set and everything. Like, it was like, before it was like profound, it was also just like fun to watch. And, like, visually pleasing. So yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I would watch it if they made it.
Yeah, I'll be there for sure.
How do you feel about an Alan spinoff?
Jesus.
I think they were talking about a Ken movie.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Of course they are.
They were talking.
Moment.
Oh, jeez.
Back to the toy box, am I right?
Here we go. How about
Weird Barbie?
How about a crossover where it's just Barbie, but when they like travel, they don't go to the real world. They end up in Toy Story 6.
Oh, wow.
And that's a crossover event. Margot Robbie, Tom Hanks, Woody, and they just fight somebody. Optimus Prime.
Okay. Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer Prime.
Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer.
Well, the next big
a crossover that we'll have to dig into after Barbenheimer. I don't know if you guys saw, but Saw 10.
Oh yes, I've heard
his
about this.
reboot is coming
kidding.
out the same week as Paw Patrol, so it's Saw Patrol.
Stop.
Not the same. Not the
It's
same.
not the same.
No,
You're
Not
right.
the
It's,
same.
it's
not
better.
quite as iconic.
Horror and kids.
I forget one time.
Dogs.
I'm a Saw girl. Like I love the first 2 Saws, but I like made an argument one time that like it should have stopped after 2 because there are way too many Saw movies. There really are.
I wouldn't
There are
mind
a
talking about
lot.
those again.
But then I did a movie marathon with my friend Meredith. This was like years back, but we watched like all of them, and like I was like, I swear only the first 2 are good. And we watched the third one. I'm like, oh, that third one was pretty solid. Then we watched the fourth one. And I'm like, when do these get bad? Because that was pretty awesome. And then
It's
we
like
got to the fifth one.
5.
I was like, you know what? Forget what I said.
Yeah.
These are all pretty solid. The storyline holds up pretty well. Like,
We are getting
I
into
lied.
spooky season soon, so
yeah, it's
Oh,
spooky
it's
season.
already spooky season. We're moved past summer. I'm done.
are you
It's,
Christine, are you interested in seeing Voyage of the Demeter?
110%. I'm going to see that movie. Of course.
I had to tell Michael what this movie was last
I
week.
didn't know what
I
it was
don't
either,
know.
but I'm there.
I am
I don't look
there.
at movies,
Dracula, spooky ship. That's all
dude. I
you
just
show
show
Dracula?
up.
baby.
I just show up at a theater and I
That's
see
true. He
whatever's
doesn't watch
there.
trailers, so I'm always just like, hey, do you know like
I
Dune's
never
coming out?
see
He's
them.
like,
Yeah, I
Dune,
don't have
what?
TV.
No, Dune?
You're like, what is
And
this Dune 2?
what's the new Hercule movie?
Yeah.
Oh, Haunting in Venice.
Haunting in
looks
Venice? Fuck yeah.
Spooky.
I didn't know that was coming out this
Oh.
year.
Spooky
But yeah,
season.
literally next month.
I haven't seen that
Oh.
trailer yet.
Watch it tonight
Yes.
and try not to poop.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'll try my best.
You'll be fine.
guess what?
but Just watch it anyway.
You just get a text later. I lost.
It's over, Barbie.
It's over.
It's over, Ken.
It's been over.
Christine, do you have any like final thoughts before we close this chapter on Barbie for now?
No, I mean 10 out of 10 movie. I loved it. I think everyone should see it, and I just had a really good time, and I think it was just such a good movie to see, and they don't make a lot of really great movies anymore, and I really thought this one was great. So,
Yeah.
and I did do Barbenheimer, so I do have the full opinion of the whole thing. So there you go.
Okay.
I finished the
I'm gonna have to
cycle.
get back to you on that one.
I saw a meme on Instagram that was like, if I go see Oppenheimer but I haven't seen Barbie first, like, will I understand the movie?
Will I get the lore?
Like, am I
Okay.
supposed to see Barbie before Oppenheimer or Oppenheimer
Right.
after Barbie? Like, what's
It is a cool weekend though, because like there were like records broken for like 2 movies doing successfully good at the same
Yeah.
time, rather than it being like, oh, this movie defeated the shit. I mean, Barbie definitely did better than Oppenheimer.
Literally.
Like
But,
both.
Yeah.
like,
well.
It's crazy.
more people went and saw movies
as a
that
whole?
weekend.
like, yeah, the correlation was like off the charts. Like more people just went,
Yeah.
and like
It was just
opening weekend, they said like over 200,000 people saw a double showing.
That's really
Wow.
cool.
That's
I
crazy.
mean, when I went to the theater, was the busiest I had seen a theater in years. And I'm
Yeah.
like, probably the last time I'd seen a theater this busy was Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
And it was just nice to see so many people so excited to go to the movies, whether it was Barbie or
Mhm.
Oppenheimer or wherever they were seeing and
All
like dressing up for the
dressing.
movies.
Mhm.
And it was
Yeah, it
just
was
really
definitely
cool.
an event. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised too with it being 2 weekends past and on a Tuesday. Our
Ours
theater
was still
packed.
sold out. Like,
We had
I
to sit
get
front
tickets
row.
a
Like
couple days ahead.
it was insane.
Yeah.
And that was
Huh.
us buying tickets 3 days in advance.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
It was
Wow.
crazy.
I was shocked.
So anyway,
Mm.
it
The power of cinema.
Power of Cinema, Barbie united a nation. Maybe.
Mhm.
But you know what happened on this podcast? Barbie also united us. Not us united. I think that
Wow.
Oh, wow.
He did it. Oh shit.
That was
Midnight
10 out of
special.
10, Ken.
You earned it.
Dang.
I'll make a 10 Ken. That's
Michael
fine.
doesn't know how to start shit, but he knows how it ends. You know what I mean?
You are
Come on.
enough.
I am.
Wow.
Yes, the only thing missing from Barbie, like Nick said, was Taylor Swift.
I think
being
Taylor Swift
Popstar
should have been a Barbie.
Absolutely.
that would've been fun.
Oh, that would have been good.
She
Mhm.
could have been like singer Barbie and
she's
just had a
Barbie, look at
cameo.
her. She's a blonde
For
lady.
who
She
all
should've
they
been
got, I was surprised that Taylor Swift And Zac Efron was not in this movie.
Yeah,
I totally
he would've been a
agree.
good Ken.
They
He
would have been
a
great
great Ken.
additions. Yeah.
He would have been.
I mean,
a
like,
good
hey, I'm all
Ken.
But
for
maybe distracting,
Shang-Chi.
though.
I'm all
Maybe,
for
yeah.
Simu Lee being
He crushed
Ken.
it.
But I totally,
Yeah.
like, why didn't you just have, I don't know, like,
Mhm.
Zac Efron or, like...
Maybe it would have been distracting. Like, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was just surprised that, like... And don't get me wrong, like, Ryan Gosling was the only one that really showed off his abs. Like, he
Mhm.
was the shredded Ken, and everyone else was
His
just
little
there,
dance
but...
moves, too. Like,
It seemed like a prime opportunity to have, like, I don't know, a Jack Black Ken, maybe.
Oh,
that
Oh,
would've been
I
good.
would have
yeah.
loved a Jack
That
Black
was so
Ken.
good.
You know,
Mhm.
just... I was just really hoping for some
Mhm.
cameos there, but, you know, it's all good.
Yeah, where's Dad
Well,
Ken at?
Where's
You know?
Dad Ken?
The
Yeah.
Sugar
John
Daddy
Cena was in
Ken.
it.
Yeah.
John Cena, yeah.
Uh,
I think he was filming something on like a different lot, and Margot literally just walked over lunch, she said, and was like, "Would you do like an hour of Barbie?" And he's like, "For sure." So they just threw a wig on him.
That
and he's
kind of was like, yeah,
"Oh, hey,
perfect.
Barbie."
That's
Pink
awesome.
train or some shit. Yeah.
So yeah, if there is going to be more Barbie, I think there's potential for who
Mm.
could cameo as.
Yeah.
It is
There are
funny if you look
Barbies.
on IMDb, like everyone is listed as Barbie,
Barbie or
and Ken.
Ken,
Like
yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
that's all they are. They're Barbie.
Yeah.
There
So.
definitely was enough there. She could come up with more, like, of
Yeah.
a storyline and do more. But yeah, I agree. Like, when something's so good, it's like, ooh, leave it alone. Leave it
Oh, I
alone.
agree,
So I
yeah.
think the point was definitely, like, made. But
That's
Yeah.
the hard part is like you don't want to be like, hey, the one good girl movie, stop, don't make another one. You know?
Mm,
no
sure.
shit. Yeah.
But-
yeah.
Mattel's also like, hey, maybe we got something here. Let's milk it for all it's worth.
Yeah.
Like you literally did that in the
Mhm.
movie. Like that was
I
the
mean,
plot and it
that's
sucked.
you gotta admit that's kind of what Marvel does. you
So,
know? It's
oh,
like,
100%.
holy shit,
Yeah.
there's a whole ass.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean,
And now
Marvel's
we're feeling
got
the
it.
they are not
we're
slowing down.
feeling the effects
effect of
of
that.
that long
I just
term.
wish they did Twilight the way they did Marvel. You know, like why did I have to grow up senior year? Like I want to keep watching Twilight movies.
Dude.
I mean, I
do
would. And the Hunger
That's amazing.
Games. I would just,
Well, they are making
Why
a
don't
new
we have
Hunger
40 of
Games.
them?
Mm-hmm.
which I will watch. I'll
Check
be there.
that out. Yeah. Little President Snow prequel.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I use my ending, so
I know. This just it's too bad because that was a really good one, but we had to keep going.
mm-hmm.
But now we can be done.
Now it can be done.
Yes,
It's
United.
enough.
it's kind
It's
of.
We're not us united.
one thing less can I-
Christine, thanks for joining us. Kinsey, thank you for joining us. I
course.
hope you felt heard and honored, and I hope that Not Us United is the perfect amount of patriarchy.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Alan.
The
Truly feels
the
like
healthy patriarchy.
We're talking about the patriarchy where we're all riding horses right now.
That's right.
right.
Yeah.
But you have to think about it. We're two dudes. Like we have to we can't just be the dude. We're two dudes.
Yeah.
We have to give up control.
Yeah.
So we're a
It's
healthy
Nick
patriarchy.
and it's Michael.
Yeah.
And it's
And
and it's
and
us.
not us
Not us
united.
We did it. We did it.
You've just listened to Not Us United. You can find us under Not Us United on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube. Please leave us a review and consider subscribing to our podcast. You can reach out for future podcast topic suggestions at notusunitedpod@gmail.com.